Okay, go.
Ethernet over power, not PoE, which is the 802 AF standard, which is what they call power over Ethernet, which is carrying 24 volts or 48 volts over Ethernet, is very different from Ethernet over power, which you are probably aware. The problem with Ethernet over power, or also known as the in-wall line, or I believe it's home AV Ethernet. There's a weird standardized standard for it, but nonetheless, you have Romex usually in the wall for any of your 120 volt AC appliances. The problem with using Ethernet over this, God knows when this line was put in, how it's put in, and where it's split off, and then what type of interference it's susceptible to, is you have 8 pairs coming in. Yes, you may not use all 8 pairs, but you have 8 pairs of wires, all carrying data or power or whatever have you, now going over this twisted, like copper, much like, well, copper is more of a solid core, this wall copper that has somehow, as even if you watch reviews on like CNET of some of these adapters, they say the magic, and it's usually like, well, when somebody says this works by magic, usually there's usually a reliability concern. I consider Ethernet over power the glue of the Ethernet industry, meaning you can't quite run a line, or running a line is not price effective to the endpoint or head or wherever you're trying to get to. So what you're doing is you're using a glue, if you will, to get it to this endpoint. So if you have a power surge or any type of, if your electrical wiring in the house is not immaculate, you're susceptible to pages and pages of packet loss and issues, and then trying to run an AP over that, which is PoE to begin with, you're susceptible to more problems. You don't have to run a PoE wireless AP, but nonetheless, it's the glue of the Ethernet industry, and I just don't find them reliable in a long-term solution, such as if you look at any enterprise deployment, they run end-to-end. They take it from the router or the switch or the data center, and they run it up via snakes and solid core Ethernet to whatever floor they need to and branch it out from switches and routers there. They don't just plug in a power strip with a million Ethernet cables coming off of it, because they don't do that because it's not reliable. So that's my thought on it. It may work long-term for here by God knows what reason, but my thought on it is it's not a good long-term solution for continuous non-interrupted data access.
Okay.